Test, 1, 2, 3.
Check, check.
the regular meeting of the Niles Main District Library for November 19th, 2025 at 7:04 p.m.
Trustee Kadir, absent. Trustee Shealer?
Here.
Trustee Schoenfeld, absent. Treasurer Botello?
Present.
Secretary Toy?
Present.
Vice President Rosansky?
Here.
President Keane.
Here. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I forgot to say, Trustee Kadir and Trustee Schoenfeld are absent with prior notice.
With prior notice, yes. Thank you. Just make a quick note here of something I thought of.
Oh, okay.
Are there any public comments?
No.
I have not received any.
Anyone in the room want to make a public comment?
What's going on in the library tonight? There was no parking spaces.
The Battle of the Books is going on tonight.
Okay, that's all you have to say.
Yep.
I didn't realize it started already.
I actually would like to motion to move up executive session to the front of the meeting.
Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please. Oh, sorry.
That's okay. So, Trustee Kadir, absent. Trustee Schoenfeld, absent. Treasurer Botello.
Yes.
Secretary Toy.
Yes.
Vice President Rosansky.
Yes.
President Keane.
Yes, and Trustee Schuler.
And Trustee Shealer.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, that one wasn't in there. My cut and paste didn't work. And Trustee Shealer.
Yes.
Thank you.
7:07 p.m.
Live.
So we are back in open session at 8:47 PM on November 19th, 2025.
We've done it both ways.
Okay.
Would you like us to call roll or no?
Yes, please.
Trustee Kabir is absent. Trustee Sheila?
Here.
Trustee Schoenfeld absent. Treasurer Vitello?
Present.
Secretary Toy?
Here.
Vice President Rosansky?
Here.
President Key?
Here. So we do have one action item of closed session, which is, I would like to move to approve an increase in salary for the patron services supervisor to the midpoint of the current, do I need to go slower? Okay. To the midpoint of the current salary range in the amount of $82,630.
Second.
Trustee Kabir absent. Trustee Sheila?
Yes.
Trustee Schoenfeld absent. Treasurer Vitello?
Yes.
Secretary Toy?
Yes.
Vice President Rosansky?
Yes.
President Key?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, 5-0 passes.
Yes, thank you. Okay, and then we can move on to the regular meeting. Consent agenda, is there anything to pull out?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Just as a note, I gave updated minutes to, or Victoria did to all of the trustees. There was a small missing section at the end that Secretary Toy asked us to update as a, just listing out the vote at the end. So it wasn't any information, it was mostly clerical.
Yeah.
And then
I
I
see
would like to pull out the director's report because I would like Richard to give you all an update on the lower level remodel progress that we.
Okay, hang on one
Okay.
second. I'll show you what it is. This is the original.
It was in with the
Yeah,
stuff that
the original
stapled.
ones ended like this, and they're asking for it to end with the vote in it, that's all. That's the only difference.
Okay.
And it's for both sets.
Okay. Does anybody have questions about the minutes change?
Nope.
Okay. All right, then Richard, go ahead, please.
Okay, I thought they were in a vote.
No, we
No.
have to, so this is part of consent agenda, so
Great.
they have to vote after.
Okay, perfect. Good evening, board. How are you?
Good.
Excellent. All right, so we're about a week away, or less than a week away from the public bidding for the lower level renovation. To give you an idea, we reviewed the plans this past Monday. So here they are. This stack, they've been updated with any notes that we had on Monday. About 100 pages, I think, it's going to come out to with the AV specifications. So out to bid on 11/24. The bids will be due 12/16. In between there, I believe on Tuesday the 2nd, we'll have a contractor walkthrough. So we'll be doing that with the architects, with the general manager, general construction manager, as well as myself. And then hopefully we won't have to make any addendums to the bid package. It's going to go out to the paper as well as it needs to be. And then they have requested a special board meeting on the 7th of January, so that's a Wednesday, in order to do the approval of the bid recommendations.
If at all possible.
If at all possible. They also, that's tentative to getting the bids to be opened on the 16th and them having the time with all the staff and engineers needed to go over, depending on how many people bid, it might get more complicated to figure out to scale everything. So if that were to be the case, we would be informed, and then we would push it to the 21st. So once the contract's.
Of January?
Yes, to the regular board
To
meeting.
the regular board meeting, yeah.
So,
I
Yeah.
forgot it was on the 25th.
yeah, it's a late one, so, so that's why they were asking if they can hurry up and get everything evaluated, put in a scoring matrix, present it to the board, on the 7th, then that would obviously speed up things. Because after the board approves, the winning, bidders, then we'll have to negotiate. The pre-bids, we won't, that's pre-bid, but everything that went out to bid would probably have to go through our attorney, and some changes probably and whatnot to protect the library. Once that's signed, we're hoping, the goal is to start construction sometime February, March, because the estimate is about 6 months, so we want to get this going and moving,
Yep.
because then it pushes all other stuff around, so, like the elevator project, so. All right, so the pre-bid project budget estimate from July has been updated from 1.6 to just under $2.2 million to reflect scope refinements, engineering requirements, consolidation of additional budgeted projects, and cost adjustments identified during pre-construction. With the consolidation of budgeted projects, the new estimate, in my calculations, will not exceed the approved budget that the board approved this year. Final costs will not be known until the sealed budgets are opened, of course, and the lowest qualified bidders are identified. And as I indicated, the library will be using pre-bid contracts. So we budgeted approximately 1.4 million in special reserve for the remodel, another 270 for the bathrooms. And then we had several projects that were in different areas of the library that were not going to be able to take place. One because of an engineering issue where we can't get the engineers to spec out the humidifier boiler, so we're not going to be able to do it until they have the availability. And so there's money in there to cover these increases. And what are these increases? What are the key drivers? For one, the engineers identified that the old 1997 abandoned elevator cab needs to come out in order to allow for the proper venting, or it's going to cost even more to do through the existing structure. And there's a shaft there, but it has a cab, and they have to take that cab apart. So that is increasing the cost that wasn't estimated in the previous estimates. The AV allowance, so this is something where we had the CMR, the Commons Meeting Room, we had an AV refresh project already in the books for this year at $150,000, $140,000, and we are bringing this in the fold for the lower level project because we have to go out to bid for both projects. So we're going to go to bid once for the AV, try to get a better price, and the same vendor to do all of it, as opposed to piecemeal between two different vendors. So that budget then gets pushed into the project, and thus the project increases, but we have the budget for it. Couple more things, or a few more things, additional security camera wiring and door access controls. So part of the talks downstairs with the additional study rooms, so there will be 7 downstairs and 1 in youth services. We're gonna get a door access control system for those rooms so that patrons can self-reserve, like they do in a lot of libraries, where they can either do it on their phone or come up to an iPad at the study room, see that it's available, reserve it, and more importantly, the door code for that study room, they'll get the code, they enter the code, they enter in, and it locks. And so no one comes in, their stuff is more secure as opposed to just doors that just open and they're not lockable. So, yes, thumbs up, right? The staff said
Exciting, yes.
thumbs up to me about that, so.
And it frees up staff time
Right.
managing those rooms.
Especially when there's conflicts, where
Yeah.
someone walked in because they didn't see that they had, in the summer, you don't have more clothes like jackets and stuff, so you might not see that someone's using the room, and they stepped out for a minute or to the washroom, and then it's a conflict. And of course, security cameras. So we are doing the wiring. we do our own security cameras, so we purchase directly from CDWG, and we do the installation, but we need it wired, especially downstairs where there's no drop ceiling. It's exposed wood, so we need those conduits to be put in by the electricians. Acoustical ceiling panels. So at first it was thought to spray the wood ceiling, and after the AV requests that came in and some of the additional things that are going to be in the ceiling, it was very highly unlikely that we'd be able to get that ceiling to the way we want it and then be able to maintain it correctly. So acoustic ceiling tiles instead were suggested, which do raise the cost, but they also will provide a better balance of noise, not transferring up to the second floor. So,
Question.
yes.
That's not in the team part, right? 'Cause we're not doing anything in it. This is
No,
just
no, no,
about
this is
everything else.
just in the maker space and classroom.
Mhm.
Okay.
That big combined room that could be opened up to be a combined room or the split room.
See, that's where you would have normally the more noise anyway.
Yeah. Especially when you have the laser cutter going, you
Yeah,
have a CNC machine going and whatnot in there, so. Sewing machines sometimes, it's a very interesting thing. You walk by and it's always something different going on over
Does
there,
it
so.
not make sense to do ceiling tiles in the team area at the same time since we're already?
That's
So-
what we had requested originally, and then that was voted against, but if we change the project scope now, it'll delay
It's okay.
construction.
Yeah, so we're
Yeah.
kind
Let's get
of
it over
committed.
with.
I think what we're gonna want to do is at some point address other areas of the library, so we're trying to piecemeal things as needs are coming up, as opposed to kind of what happened here, where we kind of, for better part of a decade, just worked with it, and then it came to a point where we just can't provide for the needs of the public, and so we really need to do something, and then it became a bigger project. So we are doing other things, and we can talk about that, and you probably see it like in youth services and whatnot, so.
We have big ideas for strategic
Yes.
planning. Yes,
Well, and we had talked about doing it at phase 2. Anyway.
potentially a phase 2, yeah. Mhm.
And lastly, a whole bunch of stuff, so with the project, when the increase happens in the actual architectural elements and some of the engineering elements, obviously, architectural engineering fees increase, general conditions, construction contingency has changed. So originally it was 5%, the larger scope. They felt that 8% would be a more appropriate contingency. So all those kind of things increase it. So right now, it's just shy of, like I said, the estimate is 2.2. So we wanted to make sure that we update you before we go out to bid, so you're prepared as much as you can be to see when the bids kind of come in and see where they are.
Is
So
the other elevator project also in there, or is that gonna be a separate
it's
project?
a separate, which we're voting on tonight. That's
Okay.
one of the
Yeah.
3 motions I have for tonight.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought that was a separate,
Yeah, it's a separate thing.
okay.
So that, if there's any questions now that I can maybe possibly answer, I'm happy to answer them. So hopefully, like I said, if the board can think about the 7th, to tentatively maybe schedule that, or at least ask around if that could be a date that's possible, so we can at least respond back to Frederick Quinn and say, yes, that's possible, or no, please look at maybe some other week, maybe some other Wednesday in that month, or just wait till the
Or it
21st.
doesn't have to be a Wednesday, but if the board has availability in the beginning of January, we would
Just as long
appreciate-
as it's not added on to the 21st.
Okay.
Because it sounds like we're gonna have, this meeting is a longer meeting plus the next one.
I don't know that January is gonna be long.
I think she's
It's
talking
just the
December.
idea,
December,
it's
yeah.
my
Yeah.
God blessed birthday.
The 7th is my birthday, so I understand.
I'm like, geez Louise, do I have to be sitting here for hours and hours on my birthday? Never mind.
Okay, all right, let's
Thank you,
move
Renee.
along.
Nothing personal.
Absolutely.
Just two other things. I wanted to thank the staff and the public for coming to 2 big events we've had recently. The Halloween event that we had was amazing. We had over 1,000 people come, so
Cool.
thank you. And Craft Swap was just this past weekend, always a big hit for everybody. And we still have a little bit of crafts if anyone wants something in the lobby to take home. And the food pantry that we've started has been filled and emptied and filled and emptied. And it's really amazing to see the usage that the public is getting. So our staff is really, really engaged with the community, and I wanted to recognize them for that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Trustee Kadir, trustee Schoenfeld absent. Treasurer Battello,
Yes.
trustee Sheeler,
Yes.
secretary Toy,
Yes.
vice president Rosansky,
Yes.
president Keen.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
Thank you.
Okay, then we're going to new business.
Yes.
I move to, sorry, to take action on the policy,
Pam, can I pause you?
go ahead.
I think that maybe you want to have the discussion before you move to approve or deny.
Well, okay, that's fine. I always thought, and please correct me, that we have to make the movement before we can discuss it.
This is action.
Taking action means either voting to approve, voting to table, so that's not usually part of the motion.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Sorry about
then,
that.
whatever. Then we're gonna just discuss the policy on opioids and overdose response.
So, as I put in the memo here, this is a recommendation from the library's legal counsel.
Mm-hmm.
There is a law that was updated technically for non-district libraries, but he advises that district libraries also follow this law for the sake of different tort protections and legal protections for the library, that the library should offer opioid antagonists, which are commonly known as Narcan or naloxone, which would treat potential drug overdoses, and train staff on how to potentially administer that in an emergency situation. So we already offer free of charge naloxone in our lobby next to our food pantry. That is a free program offered by the county, by Cook County. And so we actually ran out of supplies recently. People are being helped by this service, which I am happy to see. Just for public knowledge, we have not had any overdose incidents in the library. But I am glad to see that people have supplies to keep them safe that are free of charge. And the training is also offered free of charge through the state as opposed to the county. We are signed up, and the state will also offer us free naloxone if we didn't have the county program. So we have two different resources for that. So in addition to the stock that we have for the public, we also have on site naloxone that can be accessed in an emergency situation for potential emergency administration. And that's what staff would be trained on.
Mm-hmm.
And the lawyer recommended us having a policy related to this law since it takes effect January 2026.
I had just one question on page 56. Number 2.4. It says training shall be offered to all library employees. Is it only offered or is it required?
Good question.
My understanding of the law, staff are required, we are required to have at least some staff on site who are trained at any given time. My preference, although I have not asked this yet, and I do want to talk about this with the union before we decide whether it's mandatory or required just for PICs, versus the entire staff, I'd like to talk to the union first before we roll that out. We're working with DOPP, which is one of the trainings that are listed. And then I will let everyone know once we have that conversation.
And I do remember seeing that if somebody from the staff is treating somebody or whatever, however it's referred to, that they are not held.
From my understanding, they would be protected under Good Samaritan
Yes,
law.
that's
Or
what I was
trying to
gonna
save
say, that they're
someone's
not
life.
held responsible under Good Samaritan.
Yeah.
Okay, because I would hate to see our staff think, oh my God, if I do this, what's the likelihood of somebody coming after me?
No, I would strongly recommend, especially since this is part of policy and law and something we are asking someone to do as part of work, that the library would take on that responsibility, which is part of why the policy it would be put in place if you approve it.
Do you want to move now to approve the policy?
Hmm?
Do you want a motion now to approve the policy?
Oh, now I need to make the motion?
I know I've made changes from how it was done in the past, so I
And
apologize
I'm
for the
fine
switch
with
up.
this, but, okay. So now I move to take action,
Move to approve.
to approve the action, or make
Policy.
the policy, okay, excuse me. I move to approve the policy on opioid and overdose response.
Second.
Trustee Kadir and trustee Schoenfeld absent, trustee Sheeler,
Yes.
treasurer Botello.
Yes.
Secretary Toy,
Yes.
vice president Rosansky,
Yes.
president Keen.
Yes.
5-0 passes.
Patty. Next one.
How am I supposed to handle this one?
Would you like me to take,
do you-
to explain the next one, moving on to part B?
Fine,
Okay.
because I don't know if I'm supposed to move anything yet.
It just depends on if anyone has questions about it, or if you are certain that you want to move to approve it to begin with, you can always just move to approve it, or to table it, or however you feel in the beginning.
Okay, fine.
But Sickich is our current accounting services provider. And our
Bless you.
agreement with them has come up again. My recommendation is that we continue to work with them for the sake of consistency, since we are making changes in several other areas, and we have worked well with them so far.
Okay.
Does anyone have questions about this, or?
A simple question. Are we committed to a specific time frame in terms of the contract? 'Cause
3 years,
it seems,
I believe it's a
3
3-year
years.
contract, I just
Yeah.
wanna look
That's what I
specifically, but
remember.
yeah.
26,
about
20.
10,000 a year.
I don't have any questions.
Okay, so.
Yeah.
Now, I move to approve,
Mhm.
approve the master professional service agreement with Sickich. You
Second.
could- Okay,
Sorry.
that's fine. I don't need to say more than that, do I?
Nope.
Good. Thank you.
Pretty for the vote.
Yes.
Kadir Schoenfeld absent, trustee Sheeler,
Yes.
treasurer Botello.
Yes.
Secretary Toy,
Yes.
vice president Rosansky,
Yes.
president Keen.
Yes.
5-0 passes.
Does anyone have questions about the proposal to engage Cone Inc. for elevator modernization? Since Richard's here, he'd be happy to answer any questions.
I have a question.
I might have an answer.
Yes.
Unless it's the one that you're gonna ask. Then I think you will.
No, it was regarding work by others provided by Cone.
Correct.
Is that money included in this, or
No.
that would be extra?
It would be extra. So we have Johnson Controls fire protection for our fire alarms, and some of that would have to be modified. So that is namely what will need to transpire. I don't believe we'll need to engage with anything for sprinklers, so.
And that is the only elevator that we have, correct?
Correct. We have only one functional elevator. We have an abandoned elevator that will no longer have a cab in 6 to 8 months.
Yeah, because that's what we discussed in your other thing, the one
Yeah.
that is no longer in use.
And if this project is approved as we get closer, we will need to discuss how we would want to move forward, because there's not a possibility of temporary elevators. We've started to look into that and things of that nature. We still have the stairs, of course, so there's still accessibility, but the hardest part is getting carts of books
Yes,
where they need to be. So
And
I'm trying to figure that out. We've already started discussions with staff.
and patrons who
And
cannot deal
patrons with
with
mobility
stairs.
concerns.
staff.
Yep. And staff with
Mobility.
True,
mobility concerns.
but-
Yep.
Technically, this is a better conversation to have than the alternate, which would be the elevator went down, they don't have the parts,
Mhm.
they can't make the parts, and now we're back to the same thing, but
Without
now we
plan.
don't have any elevator.
Right.
So,
Because
So,
you
yeah.
said it takes about, 6 months to get the parts?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it takes 6 months to get the parts.
How long to actually do the work?
5.2 weeks, including Saturdays,
Mhm.
8 hours a day. So I just included
So-
Saturdays because it was about $7,000 more, and I said, at $285
To get it
together,
faster, yeah.
let's add those Saturdays. So, yeah, they don't work on Sundays, so,
Which is okay, fine.
yeah.
Mhm.
It's just then, that means the elevator is shut down for that amount of time.
Yes.
So I understand the situation with moving books and so on.
So it gives us, at least this gives us time to plan and
Yes.
to inform the public
Yes,
and to have a set period of time that we know is coming, as opposed to potentially a surprise. And just for the public's sake and the board's sake, there is nothing wrong with the elevator right now, but it is outdated and we don't want something to become wrong with it. Because there's no safety concerns currently.
I have 2 questions.
yes.
One is, and you may have told me this on Friday, and it's
Sure.
just, because it's listed in the exclusions, is the elevator tied into the automatic transfer switch?
It is not. There is a battery that will allow it to come down to the first floor and open, unless
Okay.
there's a situation where the fire, the lobby sensor for the first floor has indicated there's smoke, in which case it will go to the lower level or alternate lobby.
Okay.
And this will be the same situation. There is no electrical work from a standpoint of adding it to the generator, nor would we be able to accommodate the extra load on the generator.
Okay.
At some time in the future, when the generator is gonna be replaced, at least the motor, we can look at the generation that it can accommodate and maybe upgrade to a larger capacity.
Okay. The other thing that was mentioned in there is a contingency allowance for tariffs.
Yes,
So if, I mean,
that's everywhere now.
you know, and I know, and my question is, what if, we tell them, give them the go-ahead, and then they come back and say, well, it's gonna be 400,000. Do we have any recourse in a situation like that?
Recourse to stop, to.
Well,
inform the board?
if we determine that, hey, it's too exorbitant to,
I don't know that we have really an option. I mean, we can go out to bid and look at other companies to try to see what their solution would be. Kone was the elevator company that purchased Long. The elevator is actually a Long elevator. It was a company that was out of Illinois, and at the time, the library in 1997 chose them to do the elevator, probably through lowest qualified bidder requirements. They got sold in 2007, or picked up by Kone. So I don't know that we would necessarily be in a position to ask another elevator company to do a modernization on this equipment that Kone can offer through the pre-bid as well. So I think we would be coming to the board and indicating this is what they've indicated, that, you know, due to some actions that were not controllable by them, an increase is there. And obviously, prior to that language, some companies would absorb those. Now they're putting that into the language because sometimes it's kind of like a revolving door, right? From month to month, it can change. So, but I think we need to be committed to replacing and modernizing the equipment. By the way, it's everything except the actual piston, which no one recommends to do. Because you have to tear up the concrete and re-pour everything. And the metal, the steel that the car goes up and down is not being replaced. So that, first of all, we have better steel probably in terms of the quality from 1997 than we would get now. And then if you remove it and then have to put new steel back, then you have to find alternate places to attach it to. And so there's no point of just piecemealing or like redoing everything when certain things are good and they're going to keep it. So.
And as far as what the board could do to answer your question, just from that standpoint, Dave, the board could vote for either a higher amount not to succeed, which would be your maximum that you're comfortable with as a body, or if you vote for the number like this, the not to exceed the 300,254, we would have to bring it back to the board for approval of any increases. So it would come back to you in that case if the contingency was not big enough.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, I think we would probably still go ahead with it, but, you know, I'm just pointing it out that there is
Oh,
that
yeah.
possibility
Oh,
out
yeah.
there.
Yes,
And, you know, it's,
absolutely.
you know, very real these days.
And it's also possible that the contingency, we don't actually have to pay out because the tariffs are not as high as estimated, which
And
is,
I'm
I'm
hopeful
hopeful of, yes.
Yes, that's why when we say something and it goes above, we always have to revisit it.
Yep.
Okay? Are we, okay? It's, okay.
So are we gonna do the motion then?
I am.
Not to exceed
I wish-
then?
Yeah, move
Yeah,
it
it's-
as
it's
it's
moved.
written.
Okay.
To
All right.
approve the proposal to engage Cohen, Inc. for the elevator modernization and a 5-year service agreement. Renewal not to exceed
Yep, that's right.
okay, $254. Okay, thank
Second.
you.
Trustee Kadir and Schoenfeld absent. Trustee Sheeler.
Yes.
Treasurer Vitello.
Yes.
Secretary Choi.
Yes.
Vice President
Yes.
Rosansky. President King.
Yes,
5-0 passes.
thank you. The next item is the Western Specialty Contractors for the building envelope maintenance. If anyone has any questions or discussion on that?
That would also be for Richard.
Yes.
I think the pictures speak for themselves, really. I mean, did a very good job of,
Basically,
pointing those out.
we followed, just so Dave knows, we had a capital assessment, 20-year capital assessment done by Product Architecture. They hired an engineering firm and Frederick Quinn to do site analysis, which was also supported by Frederick Quinn the year before and Kaler Group engineers that were our engineers from 2012. And we have had Mechanical, electrical, plumbing, and fire protection reports done every 5 years. And so all those indicated with regards to the building envelope and other things, this allows us to address the ones that were priorities and we put in the budget. So.
And I'd like to make a statement rather than a question, but I want to thank Richard and your team as well as the board, because these projects that we're bringing up, and not just this one, but the lower level remodel and what we're doing now is helping the library to catch up from several years of funding that was dropped and projects and upkeep for the library that was somewhat neglected, even though the staff did their best and did a fantastic job in keeping things running. This is bringing us back to the level of quality in the building and in services that we were in the past and pushing us into the future. So I want to express my gratitude for you all considering and approving these projects, as well as just for you keeping things going, Richard, and your team. You all are fantastic. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Agreed.
thank you.
Rich, just out of curiosity,
Yes.
what's, the wear that happens on the outside walls, abutted to the sidewalk,
Mhm.
is that deterioration accelerated by the salt that's used?
Yeah, it gets in there, eats it away. So we're gonna put flashing there. A lot of buildings have just a small, like 6-inch. We're gonna just do the whole thing. And the reason why is that's exposed foundation. So you have exposed foundation that's the west wall, the retaining wall, that's actually exposed foundation. That, if you ever see it, it's probably 10 inches, 12 inches thick. And then underneath, there's probably 5 feet of footing, you know, so you can build like a skyscraper on that thing. But it's designed to be exposed, right? The part that's around this part of the building, from the emergency door to the main door, that was actually not designed to be exposed. That was built many, many decades ago. And when in the 97's construction added on to the second floor, or now it's called the third floor, it expanded the building envelope. The area that was previously in the ground was dug up and excavated, as was most of the south west parking lot, where there used to be a Shell station and the library had then our parking lot up there. We actually own a piece of land that the EPA forced us to purchase because of the contamination of the soil from that area that the tanks had leached out. But anyway, that foundation was exposed, and now they, over the years, every 5-6 years, we put some sort of protection on it, but it eats away because, you know, there's a lot of salt that goes out. Now, for liability purposes, the contractor that we use wants to make sure that they are not found liable, that they didn't salt. And so, you know, we try to blow out the salt, but it happens. So that's going to get protected by a stainless steel
Thank you.
material. So, yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Ready for a vote? Or do we need to motion? We didn't motion yet.
We didn't motion. Move to approve a proposal to engage Western Specialty Contractors for exterior building envelope maintenance for an amount not to exceed $128,720.
Second.
Trustee Kadir, trustee Schoenfeld absent.
We didn't have a second, did we?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Dave.
So I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I'll be louder.
Trustee Shealy,
Yes.
treasurer Patello,
Yes.
secretary Toy,
Yes.
vice president Rosansky,
Yes.
president King.
Yes.
5-0 passes.
Never mind. I won't make the smart comment I was thinking. Better keep those comments to myself.
All right, Blackbaud Financial Software Contract. Anyone have any questions on that one? All right, Pat.
Move to approve proposal to renew financial software service contract with BlackRock for 3 years in an amount not to exceed $37,900.85. Don't forget that 85 cents.
Second.
We'd have to bring it back to y'all for that
I
85
know, the
cents.
lousy 85 cents.
I know Trustee Muir always, why is there sense?
As long as it's not a penny anymore.
He's not here, so
Trustee Kadir, trustee Schoenfeld absent, trustee Sheeler,
Yes.
treasurer Botello.
Yes.
Secretary Toy.
Yes.
Vice President Rosansky,
yes.
President King.
Yes.
5-0 passes.
All right, lending regulations policy, we have an updated one here. What's the difference from the original that we had?
The one difference that we changed is under magazines. We made the change to have no renewals for current issues because we've had a lot of patrons complain that they cannot find the current issue of a magazine on the shelf because people tend to keep it for a long time with renewals.
So it's no renewal?
For new, for the, like if it's
For the
this
current
week's or this month, just the current issue. And I'd be happy to explain any of the other recommended changes if there are any questions.
So, we're ready?
No, I'm not. I have
Okay.
something. The video games are limited to 3 per card at a time.
Mm-hmm.
That's new?
That is new,
What was it before?
I believe 10.
Yeah, 3 seems really low to me.
So the reason why we are updating this is because there has been recent concern with theft.
I know.
And so the cost of video games is one of our higher cost items. They can be up to $100 each. And it's an easy to keep and take item. So that's why we're suggesting the 3. I don't know, what does your
I have
library
10
do?
also.
You have 10 also? Mhm.
I don't like 3, that's me.
Mhm.
I think it should be higher.
What we talked about, and I, not that this matters too much, but I'm a gamer myself,
Yeah.
and to pass a video game, especially the longer ones, takes a good amount of time, so if you're actually playing them, you can't really play too many more than 3, I would imagine, within the time frame that we check them out. I mean, it's possible, but it's very unlikely that people are actively engaged in playing more than 3.
Is this only adult video games, or is this all video games?
All video games.
Because
Mhm.
sometimes kids will just want to try something that they don't have at home, and so they'll want to try a bunch of different things.
That's
And they
true.
might not play them for very long, because they're like, oh, I don't like this one, let me try another one.
That's a good counter argument, yeah. My concern is that the reason why we brought this forward is that
I understand.
More
They
visits.
get to come back.
yeah, they
more
can
often.
come back, yeah.
Exactly.
Try out 3, or if multiple people in the household have a card, it's not limited by household, it's limited by card. Get more people to get cards, potentially.
Do you want it at 5? That'd be half.
It's better than 3.
Can we change it to 5?
Oh, sure, yeah,
Yes,
it's whatever the
It's in our
board prefers, yeah.
proposal.
Mhm, yeah.
If we want to
To make
change
an
it
amended
from 3
motion,
to
then, right?
5. Okay, and this is,
Which I suppose I should make, since I'm the one that.
You could make it right.
You don't have to amend the motion, you can approve it with the changes discussed.
okay, so we all agree on the idea of switching it from 3 to 5 years? I mean, 5 takeouts. 5 years. I don't know where the heck that came from.
I would love that.
I don't know
Really
where the heck
expensive.
that came from. Okay,
The Legend of Zelda, parts 1 through 80. All on one cartridge.
Okay, I think you can move on it, Patty.
okay, and, I move
I have
to
the
approve
so I can
the
make sure
proposal
it's
to
so good.
update the lending regulation policy 3.05. Correct?
Discussed
With-
amendments.
With the discussed changes.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Anybody want a second?
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
second.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't chuck
So
it anymore,
sorry.
people. I
Just,
make
yeah,
Wait for
thank
the
you
wheel.
for the
We're
wake-up call.
just tired, y'all.
Trustee Kadir, trustee Schoenfeld absent, trustee Sheeler,
Yes.
treasurer Patello,
Yes.
secretary Toy,
Yes,
vice president Rosansky,
Yes.
president Keen.
Yes.
5-0, motion passes.
So we are on the standards of conduct policy section that the personnel committee reviewed and is bringing forward for the board's review and approval. If anyone has any questions?
I don't.
I don't.
The rest of us is the personnel
excuse me.
committee, so. Okay, then I guess we're ready for a vote.
Move to approve the proposal to add, oh wait, no, that's the
Yeah.
wrong one.
You're
No,
right.
keep
That's
going,
it,
you're
yep.
good, you're good.
It's G.
Oh,
Yep.
it is G. To propose to add to the standards and conduct policy section to the personnel policy manual.
Second.
Thank you. I heard you loud and clear.
Everybody does
Trustee
before they
Kadir?
see me.
Trustee Schoenfeld absent, trustee Sheeler,
Yes.
treasurer Patello,
Yes.
secretary Toy,
Yes,
vice president Rosansky,
Yes.
president Keen.
Yes.
5-0 passes.
The last new business item is the salary schedule and pay raise. Any comments or questions on that?
No.
No.
Make a motion, Vice President.
Move to approve action on proposal to approve and update salary schedule and 4% pay increase for non-union staff, except the executive director for the 2026 calendar year.
second.
Trustee Kadir, trustee Schoenfeld absent, trustee Sheeler,
Yes.
treasurer Patello,
Yes.
secretary Toy,
Yes,
vice president Rosansky,
Yes.
president Keen.
Yes.
5-0 passes.
Almost. And we still have other.
Oh, God, yes, we still have other.
Does anyone have other? I have other. Just for you, Patty.
oh,
It's quick, it's quick.
good.
I just wanted to give you all an update on the meeting that I held last Friday. So I called a meeting of Northwest Suburban Library trustees. I invited the presidents of Skokie, Morton Grove, Lincolnwood, Niles, Des Plaines, Northbrook, Glenview,
Park
Schaumburg,
Ridge.
Elk Grove Village, Park Ridge, their presidents. I asked them to invite their trustees and their directors and their legislators, and we ended up having, I think, 18 or 19 people at the meeting, mostly via Zoom, but there were a handful. I mean, the table was full.
The table was
The table
full.
was full. And it was very, I think it was very helpful just to be able to hear what, and it was in regards to what's happening in our communities with ICE and with food insecurity and different things like that, to find out what different libraries are doing and what is working for them. And it was very helpful to share those things with each other and learn from each other. I did float the idea of sharing a social worker, and Park Ridge jumped right on that. So Valerie's going to follow up on that, and then at some point bring that back to the board. We had a lot of representation from legislators' offices, which was very encouraging. They were wanting to know what they could do to help. And we also agreed that we would like to continue that meeting on a regular basis. So I will be working on that. maybe at a monthly basis, just to kind of check in with each other and see.
If there's
What's going
anything
on.
that's happened that we all should know about or so.
Yeah. So that was very successful.
Just out of curiosity, have there been any instances where immigration has been at a library?
Not that, from the people that we had in the meeting,
And not that I'm aware of either from other libraries.
No,
at least
but-
in this part of the state, I don't, well, yeah, no, yeah, but not, yeah, no. I
No.
don't think so.
It's just realistically, you have to be prepared for all occasions. And so that was the main purpose of this meeting, so we all understood and had some idea of what the rules and regulations or what, not really, we didn't really rules and regulations, but, just so we all touch base and realize we can share.
That's all my,
Adjournment.
somebody needs to make a motion.
Move to adjourn.
I second.
9:38.
All in favor?
Aye.
Who seconded?